Hi everyone, it's Tanya here. I'm going live today to tell you about the Pricing Your Luxury Services workshop that I'm doing next month in June, the first week of June. It's going to be a 3-part series. And while I'm waiting for people to jump on here to the live, sometimes I like to share a little bit of inspiration with you. What inspires me as I'm creating and developing brands for other companies and working on my own brand, right? So one thing I encourage you to do if you are creating a luxury service or product, or you're trying to improve your service and make it more luxurious to attract these high-end clients and be able to charge a high price, is to go and experience luxury for yourself. So especially if you haven't had that in your life very often, I really encourage you to go do that as often as you can so you can learn from them and just figure out how you can incorporate some of those things into your own business. So let me show you an example. If you're local to Spokane here, you'll know about the Davenport Hotel. They actually have a collection of hotels now. Let me share my screen here. Share my screen. Okay. All right, so here's the Davenport's website. Actually, my husband and I came to Spokane for the first time together because of the Davenport Hotel. So we had a baby, and he was about a year old, and we wanted to take a little break, leave him with grandma and grandpa, who live in Eastern Washington. And we were on the west side, and I was just kind of Googling, where would be a cool place to stay. And I came across this website for the Davenport Hotel. And I was like, oh my goodness, we have to stay here. Look how gorgeous it is. And I read the story about it. Let's see if they have it here. The history of the hotel. It just sounded so amazing. Like every US president has stayed here. It was built, way back in the founding time of Spokane. And just so cool. So we've actually stayed at the Davenport and all 3 of their major hotels several times just to experience a really amazing time without having to travel outside of Spokane. Just a little staycation. And you'll notice they have amazing photos on their website, number 1. And when you go to stay there, every part of the experience is luxurious, and it's just taking care of you, from the parking all the way to the check-in, the lobby, the restaurants. Even the public restrooms have cloth towels and beautiful decor, and the spa is amazing. So you don't actually have to stay at the hotel to go have an amazing experience. You could just go to the spa and have a pedicure or a massage and just see what it's like to have a luxury experience. So I challenge all of you, if you're, wanting to step up your service to that luxury level, go and experience some kind of luxurious thing that you wouldn't normally allow yourself and see what it's like. Take notes. Megan says, I do love experiencing luxury. Yes, me too. I'll often sacrifice other things to be able to go do that for myself and incorporate some of those things into my own brand. All right, so let's get started talking about the How to Price Your Luxury Services workshop. I'm super excited about this because I get questions so often, especially from photographers who are wanting to work with businesses, and then just small businesses in general. Like, how do I charge for my services? Or I hear complaints of them complaining that people say their services are too high, and that is generally a branding problem, which I'm going to talk a little bit about in the workshop. So I'm just going to share my screen again and go on over to the landing page for this workshop. So it's going to be 3 parts, June 1st, 3rd, and 4th at 1 p.m. Pacific, and it's going to be via Zoom. So it'll be live with me, and this is the only time I'm going to do it in this format live, and I'm limiting it to 30 people because I want to be able to answer your questions and just have it in kind of an intimate session so I can help you nail down your pricing. So this is for people who offer one-on-one services. They feel like they're not making enough money. They want to raise their prices. Maybe they have thoughts around that and some limiting beliefs. Or like I said, people are complaining your price is too high. That could be an issue of the way you're positioning yourself, or not attracting the right people. Like I said, it's June 1st, 2nd, and 4th at 1 p.m. via Zoom. I will be recording the videos, so if you miss them, you can watch them. But on the 4th, I would definitely recommend you try to be there, because that's when we're going to have major Q&A and go over your homework that you did. So it's not just something you consume. I'm going to have actual homework for you to do. So you will learn how to overcome mental blocks keeping you from charging a high price so you can confidently sell your luxury services. So I'm not just going to give you a cost of doing business calculator and send you on your way. We're going to dive deep into your thought process behind your what you charge. Also, how to identify the target market who needs, wants, and will pay for your luxury services so you can easily and effortlessly close high-end sales. So this goes back to that, people complaining about your prices being too high. You might be marketing to the wrong people. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, how to find those people, ways to market to them. And then foundations of a luxury brand image and why it's vital to attracting high-end clients. And I'll give you some tips and pointers on that, how to level up your brand image, and then how to calculate your pricing for sustainability, profit, and brand positioning so you don't have to keep hustling toward burnout. So this is where the math comes in. I have a cost of doing business calculator I've developed specifically for creative businesses, but it will work for any service-based business. And this is just based on my experience as a self-employed creative since 2006. Then the psychology of pricing and why people buy will include a little bit about that. How to structure the way you present your pricing, that kind of thing. And then different pricing models and which is right for your business. And I'll go over licensing a little bit for photographers and artists. And that could be a whole workshop on it in itself. So I'll kind of give you a high level overview and then point you in the direction of where you could learn more about that. And then answers to all your questions about pricing luxury services in the live group Zoom meetings. So again, this is the only time I will be offering this in this live format, and only 30 available. So if you want in, go ahead and register. So day one, we're going to include that mindset piece and your target market. And then day two, we're going to do that cost of doing business calculator, how to make sure you're charging enough, and foundations of the luxury brand. And then day three, we'll go over the homework that you'll get on these days. And hopefully by then you'll have nailed down some pricing and you can ask me any questions that you have. Let's see. Like I said, only 30 people, and it's going to be live. And then a little bit about me. This is on social media, so I'm assuming most of you know a little bit about me, but I have been a graphic designer for over 20 years, worked with big brands like HP, Kodak, Guess, Microsoft, but I really like working with personal brands and small business. I find that to be much more satisfying for me, and I'm able to take those things I've learned about branding and luxury services and, positioning that, what I've learned for those big brands and translating what you can do as a small local business to achieve similar results. And let's see, I have an agency called Work Story Creative where I help you create your brand from start to finish and really take it to that next level to raise perceived value for your service. And I am also a branding photographer and recently launched the Branding Photographers Directory to help you find a branding photographer all around the world. So let's see, before I go into these Q&As on here, I want to see if anyone has any questions. Okay, this is a good one. Let's see, stop sharing my screen. How long will the course run each day? So it's going to be an hour and a half. I should probably add that to the landing page. That's a good, a good idea. I am going to take a note of that. Yes. So it'll be from 1 to 2:30 on each day. And the Q&A day, we might go a little longer, just depending on how many questions there are, you know. And also, if you don't have questions on that day, I mean, I recommend you listen in because people might have a question that you didn't think of. But if you got your question answered and you wanted to leave early, you could on that day. Any other questions before I jump back into that landing page? Go ahead and post your questions here. I'll come back and answer them. So I'm going to go back to the screen here. Okay. So a few questions. When is the workshop? Oh, I guess I did answer right here. June 1st, 2nd, and 4th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. They will be live online meetings via Zoom. How do I access the workshop? You'll receive a link to the Zoom meetings via email after you register, and again, in a reminder before each day. So make sure you check your spam folder. And then, will the videos be recorded? Yes, the videos will be recorded and available for rewatching. I'll send you a link to the replay after, but I encourage you to attend the live if possible because you'll get more out of it. And I know, some people have to work during the day or are at a different time zone. So that's why I'm going to record it, and you'll still get a lot of value out of that. You just won't be able to ask questions live. You will have access to my email address, so you could email your questions. Let's see. Will this workshop be available later? I may make the recordings available later, but this is the one and only time I will be offering the workshop live, and it's limited to 30 people. So don't wait to register. And then I'm just going to show you the registration page and the cost here. So it's $149, packed full of value. I actually go through all of this stuff in my $1,500 branding photography course. This is 3 modules within there. And it's geared toward any service business, so this one. And let's see. This basically covers all the stuff on the other thing. You can use a credit card or PayPal, and it's super easy. So, all right, going back here. So any other questions about the course? It's not really a course, it's a workshop. It's 3 days. And you will end up with your pricing nailed down, or at least a philosophy behind your pricing and a way to figure it out every time, right? I don't need to ask anyone how much to charge for my photography because I just know the value that I'm offering to people and what I need to charge to be profitable for my business, right? So that's why it's not really helpful to ask other people what to charge, I see a lot of service-based businesses start up and just look at their competitors and charge what they're charging, and it's not necessarily the right fit for their business. And based on their brand positioning, they could be charging more, or maybe they should be charging less, depending on that level of service and luxury that they're offering. So if you're joining the replay of this, go ahead and type replay, ask me any questions that you have, and I hope to see you all in there. It's going to fill up fast because I have a pretty large network this is going out to, and this is a question I get a lot. So if it looks like it's going to be helpful to you, jump on in today, and I will see you guys soon.